Welcome to Book Tasting. Today we're reading the book The Fort by Gordon Korman. Evan Donnelly. I get stuck with Ricky the morning after the big storm. A tree branch the size of the Loch Ness Monster blew in through his bedroom window, so his parents need him out of the way while they get things fixed up. By the time I haul myself out of bed and struggle into shorts and a t-shirt, Grandma's already feeding him breakfast downstairs. I take a seat on the opposite side, and she pops a plate in front of me. 2 pieces of white bread with a little bit of butter. Raw toast, I complain. Power's out, Grandpa supplies with a swig of orange juice. I catch the bitterness in his tone. No power equals no coffee. You should see town. Branches in the streets, mangled lawn furniture all over the place. The one in my bedroom took out the whole window frame, Ricky commented. He's short and slight and huge eyes that made him look like super genius, which he is not. The carpet's soaked and there's glass everywhere. I turn to Grandma. When can he go home? She shoots me a stink eye. The look she normally serves for my brother, my older brother, Luke. Mrs. Molina asked this favor of me. We're glad to have Ricky. Grandma works at a law firm with Ricky's mom and is a secretary, and Miss Molina is a paralegal, whatever that is. The Molinas are new in town, and Grandma's being extra nice to them because she's extra nice to everyone. It's kind of annoying, but I guess I have no right to complain. She took in Luke and myself when our parents went into rehab and kept us when they left it without bothering to come home. That's different, though. We're family. I'll probably be here all day, Ricky advises me. Mom says the glass guys are swamped. Half of Camden has broken windows. I take a bite of untoasted toast and chew until it's a tasteless paste in my mouth. The whole good thing about having Hurricane Leo lay waste to your town is getting a day off of school. I polish off my juice and stand up. I'm going to go track down the guys. Good idea, Grandma approved. You can take Ricky with you. He probably wants to hang out with his own friends. Oh, no, I don't have any friends, Ricky said. You mean you don't have any friends yet? I amend. Don't worry, you'll make some. I wilt under Grandma's red-hot gaze. Fine, tell me what I have to do and I'll do it. You know what you have to do, she replies, her eyes speaking paragraphs. Grandpa is oozing sympathy in my direction. He can relate. He's been married to Grandma for over 40 years. There's a lot of time there to be stationed under the Supreme Commander. When I step out of the house, it's with Ricky Molina by my side. Lucky me. Grandpa hasn't exaggerated about the state of town. The streets are an obstacle course of downed branches and shingles that blew off roofs. Debris is everywhere, and power crews move from pole to pole, patching and replacing. On our block alone, 3 big trees have been completely uprooted from the soggy ground, flipping whole slabs of concrete from the sidewalk and curb. The entire side of Grandma and Grandpa's house is purple from a bombardment of wind-borne blueberries. You can actually smell the crushed fruit, like somebody's got pie in the oven. Ricky wrinkles his nose. Disgusting. I swear I was just about to say the same thing, but hearing it from Ricky makes me offended on behalf of my grandparents' home and blueberries, which are now my favorite fruit. It could have been worse, I tell him. We could have been pinned to our beds when a giant branch came in through the window. Ricky shrugs. Well, it didn't hit me. I just got some cuts from the broken glass. I shouldn't say I've got nothing against Ricky. He's not even a total stranger. He's in some of my classes at school, although I think he's still younger than me. Not sure how that works. But in a town like Cannon, You've known your boys since preschool. There's a lot of history, compared to some random kid who shows up for the first week of 8th grade. I'm sure he'll make friends eventually, I'm just not going to be one of them. I lead him along Peacock Avenue as we pick our way around the branches and debris on the sidewalk. Some of the stuff we step over is pretty amazing. A weather vane, a smashed skylight, a baby swing, a rusty grill or barbecue. I reach down and pick up the top half of a two-piece bathing suit and say, "How did this get here?" Ricky shrugs. "Somebody hung out their laundry and it blew away. I bet the bottom half is on its way to Bermuda." "More like Canada," I mused, picturing the TV news projection of the path of Hurricane Leo. Mitchell Worth and C.J. Scudo are waiting at our meeting place by the trail that leads into the woods. Wiry, dark hair C.J. is narrating the play-by-play of his latest Death to Fire, a skateboard dragged down the railing at the front steps of the Canton Public Library. I'm sliding along, wind blowing through my hair, when this little old lady grabs hold of the banister like it's a tug-of-war and starts up the stairs. Well, I can't just plow her down, right? So I jump her, and I nail it. Well, almost. When he's telling the story, his mouth moves a mile a minute. Blonde Mitchell examines a scabby scrape on the whole right side of CJ's face. Did it hurt? He wants more details. Mitchell always wants more details, especially when it's gory. No, it didn't hurt, CJ snaps. It felt like landing on a feather bed. What do you think? He turns to me, his brow furrowing, and asks me about my companion. What's with him? You guys know Ricky from school, I explain. His mom works with my grandmother. Yeah, but why is he here? Mitchell probes. He's staring at Ricky like a kid in a specimen glass jar or something. Mitchell has obsessive compulsive disorder, OCD for short. It hits different people in different ways. In Mitchell's case, it seems he doesn't like unexpected twists, among other things. Am I late? A voice is distant, but it booms like thunder. Tall, athletic Jason Bax rides up, bent over the handlebars of his silver racing bike. Sorry, I'm with my dad this week. I had to help him mop out the kitchen. We left the window open last night before we burned the chili. Or no, after we burned the chili. The smoke went out, but the hurricane came in. Everything about Jason is larger than life. His voice, his name, his mane of wind-blown hair. Even his shoulders are broader and more adult-sized than the rest of ours. The hurricane came into my house too, Ricky said. A big branch blew through my bedroom window. Ricky's with me, I confess, while his folks get his room fixed up. But Evan, Javeson protests, we're going to... it's supposed to be a secret, right? I can keep a secret, Ricky said. You can't keep it because it's not your secret. Mitchell puts up his usual flawless logic. I sigh. I have a feeling our secret is blown all over the woods. Just look around you. The whole town is a disaster area. Imagine what the stone did to a few tarps. Maybe the trees covered it. Protected what? Covered what? Wouldn't you like to know, Mitchell says. Not that I'm the world's greatest Ricky protector, but this is getting itself up to be a giant fight over nothing. We built a fort in the woods. A secret fort, Mitchell interjects, his voice urgent, like he can't stop me. So that's where we're going, to check on it and see if it's still standing. It won't be, CJ predicts. Only one way to find out, decides Ricky. Let's go see. The chorus of protests is drowned out by the roar of an unmuffled roar from a car engine. Louder yet is the pounding bass coming from the beat-up convertible sound system. The fire engine red Mustang comes barreling down the street, swerves to avoid a fallen tree, and screeches to a halt in front of us. Mornin', losers. My brother Luke greets us from the passenger seat. A group of the guys say hi to Luke, but nobody acknowledges the driver of the car. My brother's new best friend, Jager Devlin. Gentlemen. Jager greets us in his oily way, his smile oozing fake charm. Nobody answers except Ricky, who gives him a shy, hey. Ricky's new in town, so he probably hasn't heard about Jaeger yet. The guy should come with a warning label about how hazard is to be around him. I wish my brother would stay away from him, but there's no way I can say that to Luke. We used to be close. What choice did we have? When our parents went off the rails and our family became to fall apart, all we had was each other. But ever since Jaeger's been in the picture, Luke's been a straight-up jerk. I haven't liked being around him hardly at all. Scariest of all is the look in his eyes. A little bit crazy, a little bit haunted, but also absent and disconnected, like nobody's home. Our parents looked like that just before they spiraled out of control and left us. If that's starting to happen to Luke, I don't know what I'm going to do or if I'm going to be able to handle it. That's why I hate Jaeger. Reason number 17. There are all kinds of reasons to hate Jaeger. What's in the woods? Jaeger asked. Nothing, Mitchell stammers. Well, why would you think we're going into the woods? Without changing his blank expression to indicate any intent whatsoever, Jaeger inclines his head to indicate Ricky, who's a few yards past us, clearly starting along the path. I want to see the uprooted roots, Ricky replied smoothly. It's got to be crazy in there, so many tangled root systems. Luke made a face. Sounds boring. Plenty of damage around town. That's what we're checking out. Translation. They're poking around, blown indoors, missing windows, broken latches, looking for things to steal. Jaeger's all about the 5-finger discount, and lately everything Jaeger does is just great with my brother. Later, gentlemen, Jaeger throws the Mustang in gear and lunges forward. 10 feet to his twin tailpipes are pointing at us. Then he revs the engine, spewing a cloud of thick gray exhaust that leaves us all choking. Finally, they screech off down the road. I get a sympathetic look from the recognizable half of CJ's swollen face. Dude, I know he's your brother, but what a jerk. Yeah, Mitchell adds, brushing at his hair as if he can wipe the smoke away. What are you going to do about it? Let's just find our fort, I mumble, starting down the trail after Ricky. I know from hard experience there's nothing you can do when someone you're close to messes up big. Luke knows too. He was right there with me, watching it happen. And that is the first chapter of The Fort by Gordon Corman. And it's quite interesting, actually. So please come in and check this book out at the library or ask one of the Cirque desk ladies to help you find it.